Okay, so I'm back with my partner here. I should totally name him because Everlast is not gonna last. Um, anyways, so now we've gotten to the mount position through some kind of side controller in the right position, right? So again, when we establish this low mount, my knees are off the ground. My erectors are engaged, and I'm floating here. My feet are off the ground and together. I'm not great riding, right? So to get into a mid-range mount, so I can actually start to use my hands, I'm gonna bridge up as far as I can. Wow, this is harder than a big thing, but I'm gonna put my hands onto his wrists, and I'm gonna sit up and I'm gonna tuck. So from here, I got a little bit of a pinch going on here. My feet are tucked under his hips, and I'm here. And if he starts to bridge into me, I'm gonna build my posture up like I'm riding a bull, right? I'm not trying to like keep heavy too much on here, but my pressure is through my hips. Like I'm trying to keep heavy on those hips there. My connection is with my legs and with my feet, and I'm rooted into the floor through my knees mostly, right? So if he tries to turn, boom, boom. And from here, I might extend a knee out so that I've got a little bit of a post here. But in general, I kind of want to just kind of maintain this position. So again, I'm down, my feet are up off the ground, I arch up, I push onto his wrists. You can push off and onto his shoulders, but this just kind of keeps his wrists in place so that he doesn't like start to grab at you or anything like that. So I'm here, slide under, and sit, and then I'm just trying to maintain from here. From here, I can start to use two hands to separate the arm from the body. If he starts to extend his arms from here, I can trap it, and then kind of go into this head and arm choke here. So I've got a lot of options here that I didn't have as easily from that low mount position. So one way that we can also kind of transition, let's say we want to go into a high mount now. So I'm in this low mount position, right? I can take my hand and my cup the top of his head and put my elbow at his shoulder, right? I still have this one out to post, right? If you post and I'm too committed with this one, I can cross post, right? So in general, here I am. I'm going to use that elbow braced against his shoulder to kind of pull myself forward and come up all the way into this high mount position. And again, from here, he's got a lot fewer options as far as how he can get me off. He can start to buck off and whatnot. And I have the amount of change that's close to the shoulders when you bridge is so much lower now. And a lot of times when I come up here, one thing that's going to happen is now his elbows are going to get separated from his body. So I can start to actually work to get those arms separated much easier because I've come into this high mount position. So, low mount, bridge, up, mid-range mount, right? Down here, post, cupping his head, putting my arm into his trapezius right here, and I'm gonna pull myself up, keeping my knees close so I can get under those elbows and come up to this high mount position, and then again, I can just kind of ride this and work on separating those arms. There is a little bonus. Let's say that I got one arm, I got under one arm, but this one got trapped. There's a really easy triangle right here. If he tries to go wrist first to try to protect that arm, I've got a bras applied here. If maybe that arm comes up and over and maybe he's blocking this leg, maybe he's gripping onto it and I don't want to do that, I can slide over, come into an arm bar, all kinds of lovely little choices here. Alright, so there's low mount, mid-range mount, high mount. Now we're going to go into an S mount. So from here, I do have to think about how I want to do this because I haven't really done it much without a gi. So what I want to kind of do is I want to come up into that mid-range mount. Now, a lot of times the way that this is going to happen, maybe I'm going to feed into the lapel here or whatever to kind of get up here. We don't necessarily have that option here, so I can't really separate his arm from his body. So maybe I'm just going to cup his shoulder here, and I'm going to slide this leg up. And my goal here is I actually want to get under that elbow again, right? I want that elbow a little bit separated from the body, so I want to keep that hip close as I transition up. It's going to be kind of hard, I might be able to slither this leg in and cup the shoulder here to kind of slide up and get that kind of separated. But now I can't get that arm back because I've got it separated from my body. Now from here I've got, I'm in this position. I must slide my leg around, dragging my heel on the floor until I get this S mount position, just like when we're doing our warm-ups, right? So I'm going to be in this position, and kind of the benefit of this position is, for one, I've got that near side arm already separated, so it's going to be really easy for me to hook that and fall back into an arm bar in this position. So this is a really, really powerful position to kind of get into. So again, in some ways, my goal here at the very beginning of getting into this S mount position is I want to get this side elbow separated from the body, right? So I'll go ahead and I'm going to do it on my bad side for you folks right now. Or no, I'm going to turn around because that's easier. Okay, so I came up into my mid-range mount. If I'm wearing gi, I might pull that away and I might feed in and slide up that way. So I don't necessarily have that option. So I could take my far side arm and slip under his shoulder there. Maybe I put a post out here. But I want to keep this leg close to his body the whole time. I slide up. Now I take the other leg. I keep it heel on the ground. And I tuck under. And I put my weight on top of it. So again, when I get into this position here, right, I'm here. I'm facing perpendicular to him, right? And my heel is tucked on his shoulder. This is creating a little bit of wedge. So if he tries to roll me this direction, this is kind of preventing it, like putting a wedge underneath your tire so it doesn't, your car doesn't roll down the hill. Same concept here. I almost kind of have a little bit of a wedge on this side too because of this, but I also have my hip blocking his shoulder. So if he tries to turn into me, that shoulder, that arm is going to be running into my body. So he's not going to be able to turn this way. He's not going to be able to turn this way very easily. And I'm kind of really, really stable here. If he does try to turn this way easily, it's going to be so much easier to hit that arm bar, and I'm going to have much better hip penetration. So go ahead, turn away. I'm perfectly fine with that. And so I'm getting into this nice high S-mount position. In a perfect world, my knee is going to be all the way down. But again, this is a really big guy today. So